stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you. Ms. Lawson likes to always have a moment of silence to keep us mindful. I would like to thank our veterans, thank all of our veterans for their service to our country. I know it was a hard job and you did it, and we thank our veterans. And we'll just take a few moments of silence to get our thoughts together and start our day. Ms. Carnes, could you do the roll call, please?
Absolutely. Dr. Tamara Allen Thomas.
Present.
Laura Arthur Proud.
Here.
Mike Belmont.
Here.
Johnnika Griffin.
Here.
Sarah Rzuski.
Here.
Darnika Reed.
Here.
Melanie Timbers.
Here.
Karen Lyons. Terry Lawson.
Not here. The executive summary, Ms. Lawson will expound on that, but it was personnel issues. And the announcements can come later. And can I ask Sabrina to give us our report, please? Our student representative from the high school.
Hi guys. So it's been pretty slow, I guess, at the high school. Homecoming happened in September. Oh wait, that was forever ago. Sorry. The BSU Black Student Union is preparing for their conference that they're having in February, along with Black History Month, and they're trying to plan some fun Thanksgiving things for break. The International Studies Club is planning their trip for next year. The Interact series at the library has had a lot of authors come in. It's been pretty busy for them, actually, and there have been a lot of turnout from the students. Musical auditions happened Monday and Tuesday, and callbacks were actually tonight, so cast list for that should be coming out soon, and so we'll add sales if any of you guys buy those. Football happened Friday. We did lose, but it was definitely an emotional game, and I think a lot of people have a lot of respect now, like more respect for the football players and what they do. And that's basically been about it.
Thank you. Thank you. And you were in the news, so Woodland Hills was in the news, so your success for?
Yes, the phone policy. Myself, Olivia Davidson, the other student rep, and classmate of ours, JJ Boone, we all interviewed for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette on the cell phone policy and how it's working, and I think it was a good spread out of different, opinions on it. I myself, I guess I'm for it. I feel like it helps me pay attention more in that. But no, I think it was nice to be interviewed about it because we're one of the schools that does it around here, and I know Pennsylvania is considering making it a state law mandate. So yeah, and then we had the actually the junior musical interns did a segment too. I think for just the district, but yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I know we have a special presentation tonight. Who's going to lead that?
I can lead that.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Wilson.
Yeah, gotcha. Hey, everybody. Hey. These are some public officials. These are folks that know to speak. I'll actually share Dr. Malushnik's slides. The slides can be found on board docs for anybody that.
Oh, but it's under this. It is under announcements. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Got it. Oh, it's there. Okay. All right. We're good. So Dr. Malushnik may want to add to his update later on when he does come in. But until he gets here, I just want to share the updates that he has because they're really only 3 slides, but they're 3 very important updates. We as a district celebrated Veterans Day this week, and you'll see pictures from all of our different schools. You'll see flag planting from Turtle Creek to Dixon, Mr. Forgy, Mr. Hallenstein, Turtle Creek has a video that they created that can also be found on the board docs. It's like 4.5 minutes long. I won't make you watch the whole video, but it's really, really inspirational. Anybody from that school that has someone in their family who has served or who does serve, their picture goes up. It's a really, really great video that they do. So we are very, very proud of the work that all of our buildings have done to celebrate our veterans. Very proud of our staff who are veterans, and proud of our superintendent who is still actively serving. We are proud of the role that we play with our armed services. So wanted to honor our veterans, and like I said, Dr. Malushnik may have something additional to say about Veterans Day when he gets here. On to the folks that we know near and dear to our hearts, that we work with every single day. We want to honor two people tonight, and they are two people who are incredibly important to us and to the district. The first, Officer Valles, if you wouldn't mind coming on up, we greatly appreciate it. Our Director of Safety and Security, who's also our SRO, who's also our primary contact whenever there's any kind of issue with safety and security, who is also known affectionately as Sarge, who is also my buddy Pedro, who is also the person that every kid in the district knows because he's in every single building. Who is also
Thank you, Pedro.
parent in the district, who also represents the Impact Center and the library anytime they need additional assistance within the community, who is also our representative at most of the meetings for Greater Valley Nonviolence Committee and for any other efforts around preventing violence in our community, and who is our front line for ensuring that our scholars are making the right choices. Mr. Valles, Officer Valles, was honored by the Braddock Economic Development Corporation for serving as our SRO and mentor. And so he was awarded a Community Partner of the Year award at the 37th Annual Mon Valley Initiative Banquet on October 27th. But most importantly, he's just an incredibly important and substantive part of our lives as Wolverines. So we want to say thank you to Officer Valles. I would give him the mic, but then we'd never get through the end. And then the other young man who so many are here for, well deserved. We'd like to honor Xavier McMillan Taylor tonight for his 3.9 GPA. He's also a hero in the neighborhood, but as the curriculum instruction guy, I'm just real proud of that 3.9. I know I could say a lot about Xavier. I see Xavier every day because my office is right up here. And I know that many of the folks in this room have interacted with Xavier over the years that he's been in Woodland Hills. But I know there are a lot of people that want to talk about Xavier as a young man, as a hero in our community, and as an amazing Wolverine. So I'm going to invite anybody that has anything that they want to say, any honors that they want to bestow upon Xavier, to come up and just line up right here behind me. And we're just, like, Xavier's worth us hearing from everybody. So anybody that's got an honor for Xavier, come up and line up behind me. I'll start the show out. Mayor Lee will wrap us up at the end as the mayor of his hometown. And then there'll be a lot of opportunity for photos in the hallway for anybody that wants them, as well as anybody that then doesn't want to stay for a board meeting. You could leave. I know it's very exciting though. It's very, very exciting. So I know that Dr. Malushnik has his own award. Davion, if you wouldn't mind coming up here, bring your family up, you can just stand here. It's gonna be a little bit. You're just gonna have to stand here awkwardly for a little bit. They're gonna say great things about you. Okay? All right, fam, y'all just gonna have to do the same thing. Knowing you got a wonderful young man here. So from the district, Dr. Malushnik has an award that it was actually crafted in Mr. Beard's room. And I know that he has much more eloquent way of speaking than I ever could. But we as a district, all 3,300 of your family members, all 3,300 Wolverines, are so proud of not just what you did the other day to save the life of a person in your community, but also all that you do every day to bring positivity into this building and into our district. So Xavier, we are incredibly proud of you. We are proud to call you a Wolverine. From the high school specifically, Mr. Greenwich has a little something extra to say. And Dr. Malushnik will have something for you specifically from the district, and Mr. Greenwich is going to start. Just pass the mic along, sir.
All right. Well, thank you. All right.
And-
So, Xavion, I got to meet you when you were actually still at Dixon.
Yeah.
And you came up here and you pushed the coffee cart and you delivered snacks. And, I knew then that you were going to be an amazing part of the high school. I am proud of you and your effort, not just on that day, but every day. You do us proud at the school, and as your principal, it is amazing to stand here and congratulate you on a job well done. Continue to represent us well, and we love you.
Yeah.
I want to move this table over here, Xavier, because it seems like you're going to have a lot of things to set down.
Good evening, everyone, to the board, to all the elected officials, to the family, and to the guests. My name is Tawanda Carlisle. I'm from the office of Senator Jay Costa, who wanted to be here this evening, but they were busy passing a budget. So pray that he gets back safely. He represents the 43rd Senatorial District. And I would be remiss if I didn't really be quite honest in my feelings. As a young African American male, you being here today, be honored, is truly a blessing. There's so many times that we are turn on the news, picking up the paper, and what do we see? We see our young men in handcuffs or going to jail or doing something they shouldn't be doing. The media covers that. The media should be here tonight.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Or truly someone who deserves honor. I can't even imagine going into a burning building and assisting somebody else. I can't even imagine it. I'd be punkified. Come on! I'm here to get you.
Yes.
But you didn't do that. You seen the need. You took on a responsibility. And you helped someone along the way. I can't bless you, God, but I certainly can thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Recognition. Let it be known, Xavier McMillan Taylor demonstrated exemplary acts of courage, quick thinking, and selfless action, and its diversity of humor and recognition for his efforts. Let me put on my glasses so I can see. Your acts of bravery and compassion reflect the highest ideas of our community and serve as an inspiration and example to others. Therefore, Senator Jay Costa, 43rd District of Pennsylvania, extends his sincere appreciation and best wishes for your future. And let me say this, and Jay don't know I'm saying this, but if there's anything our office can do for you during the summer months, feel free to give us a call, and we'll help you.
Amen. Xavier, I'm gonna start to a pile right here. You got all your things. There you go.
Hi, Xavier. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for letting me be here. My name is Aaron Gray. I'm here this evening on behalf of State Representative Abigail Salisbury, also on her way back from Harrisburg. Xavier, I think a lot of what we wrote might sound pretty similar, so I don't want to read the whole thing. But one thing that I do want to note, I've run into some folks here that who know me for a lot of my career. Most of my career has been spent working with school-age students. And I get very frustrated when people talk about kids today who don't do this and don't want to do that. And I am just always so proud to hear any young person who does do the good things. So one of the notes that I want to share here says, whereas your actions were courageous, caring, and selfless, and should be considered an example of what our next generation of community members have to offer. Therefore, let it be resolved that Abigail Salisbury, State Representative of District 34, joins with members of the community and across the Commonwealth to congratulate you for your acts of courage and to thank you in recognition of your current accomplishments and your future endeavors. Congratulations and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's good. Do I have to hold the button?
It's more for you.
Do I hold
It's
it?
already on.
It's already on. Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. Oh, now it's working. There you go. It is, as an alumna of Woodland Hills School District in this building, it is an absolute honor and privilege to be back here this evening. And we had an opportunity about a week ago to stand outside and talk with each other and learn a little bit more about your story in North Braddock. And so you were doing your civic duty, helping out others to encourage them to vote that evening. And so it was great to see you in action, taking on that role. And we had time to really understand the magnitude of sharing with you and your mom what had happened that day. And when we had that conversation, Xavier, I thought, oh, you need a county council proclamation. I'm the county council representative for District 8. Some people said, I didn't know there was a county council. There is, indeed. It's a 15-member body, and I represent many of the municipalities in the Woodland Hills School District, and I wanted all of my colleagues to know your story as well. And so I will be able to, after tonight, go back and share that whenever I meet with all of my colleagues. So everyone across Allegheny County knows how special you are. We all know right here in this room. So I'll read my proclamation as well. And it says, whereas Allegheny County is always grateful for the contributions of those who make a difference in the lives of our residents. And one of our own heroes is Xavier McMillan Taylor. And whereas on Wednesday, October 22nd, in the borough of North Braddock, a duplex located on North Avenue became engulfed in a 2-alarm fire, endangering the life of a longtime resident and beloved member of the community. And whereas Xavier had just stepped off of his school bus on North Avenue when he heard a woman screaming that her house had caught fire. The woman, a longtime school crossing guard in her 80s, is known by neighbors and by you as Ms. Evelyn, and is like a grandmother to Xavier. Whereas demonstrating extraordinary presence of mind and courage, Xavier first dialed 911 and then entered the burning home where the woman had re-entered despite the danger, grabbing her by the hand and guiding her to safety as flames and smoke spread around them. And whereas Xavier's quick thinking and selfless action prevented what could have been a tragic loss of life, embodying the highest ideals of civic responsibility and compassion in the face of danger. And whereas his heroism reminds us that courage knows no age or circumstance, and that every member of our community has the capacity to make a profound difference in the lives of others. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Allegheny County Council Member Michelle Nakarati Chapakas, do hereby recognize Xavier McMillan Taylor, of North Braddock for his extraordinary bravery, selfless action, and compassion in coming to the aid of his neighbor. His actions reflect the very best of our community: service to others, quick thought in crisis, and the courage to act despite fear. And that his example inspires us all to look out for one another. In witness whereof I here unto cause the seal of Allegheny County this day of November.
Oh, you're all with him. Okay. Well, I'm going to step in before Mayor Lee does this. My name is Laura Arthrell again. On behalf of, hugs are great. On behalf of this school board here and our superintendent, we have two things. First of all, this is a military coin from Dr.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that's something you can keep. And this is a Lifesaver Award, locally awarded to you, Xavion. You don't have to save the world to be a hero. Sometimes it's enough to be there for someone who needs you. And you were there, and we are so proud to have you as a member of our Woodland Hills community. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, my turn. Xavier, my man, how you doing?
Just go to Mr.
All right,
Reed.
come on, council people. Well, first of all, good evening, everyone, council and people that's here for this extraordinary young man. So when I heard what took place in North Braddock, it was a shock to me. I was like, what? But I need to know who this young man is. So I got a chance. I reached out. And I met him. I came to the house. I asked him, I said, Xavier, what do you want to eat? He said, just pizza. Showed me around. I know the mom because she knows my family very well. And I was, beforehand, I said, we don't have a golden child in North Braddock because there's so much crime. You hear what's going on in the news every day. And this young man took it upon himself to save someone who we call grandma, who is a crossing guard in North Braddock for over 20 years. And if you know Miss West, she's a heck of a woman as well. So going back to this extraordinary young man, got to showing me his stuff and showing me and talking to me. And I said, wait a minute, we do have a golden child in North Braddock. And we need to apply and acknowledge more young men that does selfish acts of bravery. And this is what he did. And he just showed me more and more just how extraordinary he is, but even more so from his parents and everything. So I don't want to keep y'all too long, but he knows how I feel about him. But I'm going to read this here, this our proclamation for North Braddock. The Borough of North Braddock proudly recognizes individuals whose courage, selflessness, and compassion exemplify the highest values of our community. On October the 22nd, 2025, Xavion McMillan Taylor, a resident in North Braddock, acted without hesitation or concern for his own safety to rescue a woman trapped inside her home as it was consumed by fire. And through his brave and decisive actions, Mr. McMillan Taylor prevented a tragedy and demonstrated extraordinary heroism and humanity. And his courage and quick response reflect the spirit of unity, strength, compassion that define the people of North Braddock. And the Borough Council, myself, the mayor, the residents of North Braddock, wish to recognize and commend and celebrate Mr. McMillan Taylor for his selfless service, for reminding us all the power of community and courage in the face of that and danger. Now, therefore, may it be proclaimed that the council and the mayor, myself, of North Braddock, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, does hereby commend and honor Mr. Xavion McMillan Taylor for his remarkable act of heroism and proclaims November the 12th as Xavion McMillan Taylor Day, adopted October the 28th by the Borough of North Braddock. But to add on to it, yes. What an extraordinary young man, and I'm so proud to know him as well as the family. And I can honestly say that we do have a golden child in North Reading. We do have a heck of a young man, and thank you for sharing him with us. Parents, thank you.
Can we give the parents a round of applause?
Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Xavier. Thank you. All right. Awesomeness. All right.
Really appreciate you.
Oh, appreciate you, man.
It is not often we get to celebrate one of our Wolverines as much as we have tonight. We try to every day, but it is not often we get this much recognition. As I named before, Xavier and his family are going to go out into the hallway with some of these wonderful representatives that have come to honor him. Mr. Chiappese from the intermediate unit is going to take some pictures. If you are here for Xavier and don't want to stay for our amazing and wonderful board meeting, we understand if you choose to leave thereafter. But it is going to be a great meeting. So, I mean,
Thanks to the Xavier's teachers who were here. We see some.
that's right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I was like, since we
Our board president, Mrs. Lawson, Ms. Lawson likes to talk about parents doing their job, and I say these are parents that did their job.
They sure did, for sure. Mr. Greenwich, Dr. Mans, Officer Vallis, if y'all want to go be a part of pictures, I think that would be.
We won't be insulted if you leave.
Yeah.
Although we have a presentation from Daniel.
I'm on it. Yes,
You're on
sir.
it?
I'm on it.
You're on it. Thank you, Dr. Wilson. You can leave if you want to. Or you can stay.
Ms. Lawson, why don't you go out and be a part of the pictures yourself? Wow. Yeah. They,
These are just things that I know. Thank you.
I got tissues up in the office, like a brunch. Paper towels. Thank you, Miss Bender. Appreciate you.
It's her mom's birthday. She needs to go.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom.
I can tell her. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's impossible to follow the honor of that great young man. But we do have some business to attend to, and so we appreciate y'all being here for that piece as well. You had asked as a board last month if we could have Schools That Can, the organization that has been working with the high school for several years now and who is helping us to develop our curriculum for our financial literacy class, our seminar that all children will take starting next year. If they could come and present on what they have done, what they are going to be doing, and how they have partnered with us. And so I've invited Dr. Carol Wooten and Mr. Dan, I'm going to butcher your last name if I try it. Dan DeZoden, up to present about some of the things that they've been doing. So thank you for your time. Thank y'all for being here. Come on up.
Thanks, Dr. Wilson. Hello, everyone. By way of introduction, I'm a lifelong educator, former superintendent in some local districts. My current role as lead consultant of Schools That Can began under the leadership of Dr. Stanley Thompson at the Heinz Endowments. And now we really enjoy the support of R.K. Mellon and the foundation there, which allows us to be at no cost in all of the high schools that we serve. And we hope that we are able to continue and expand what we're doing right now. Schools that can, I'm going to read, otherwise I would talk far too long down in the weeds. Schools That Can is a national nonprofit network of K-12 schools in multiple cities. We were launched in 2006 as a network of cross-sector schools to share best practices in academic success and real-world learning across the cities. We soon began our practice of hosting national forums in cities such as New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Newark, and in 2018 in the city of Pittsburgh. We are in Milwaukee, New York City, Newark, and Pittsburgh with a slight presence in Chicago. We currently provide culturally relevant, as determined by each school that we serve, career readiness programming. We have an award-winning curriculum. It was recognized by the DOE, the Department of Education, and the curriculum is based on our mission. And the mission is that every student graduates with durable career skills, credentials, or workplace experiences, and the confidence to fulfill post-secondary options, whatever those might be. In the Pittsburgh region, we serve 2 high schools in Pittsburgh Public, a high school in Clairton, which is a wonderful high school, City Charter High, Passport Academy, Bentworth in Washington County, Butler Area High School in Butler County, Valley High School in Westmoreland County, and the Readiness Institute at Penn State, which you have students attend every year. The school we've chosen for the Resiliency Project is Woodland Hills High School, and we want to connect students here to the real world while also helping to close the post-pandemic literacy and numeracy gap that high schools everywhere are experiencing. And we are embedding social and emotional wellness as a way to help us do that. And by the way, some of the other groups who are also part of this program are the Best of Batch, Manchester Craftsmen's Guild, and the Citizen Science Lab. You may know those groups. We have been providing programming in Woodland Hills for 8 years, and it began by working with Joanne Crett. Some of you may remember Joanne, an amazing teacher. At that time, we provided industry site visits, a manufacturing curriculum, and a guide for identifying and expanding real-world learning. We currently provide our co-teaching model and career readiness in Mr. Brown's classes, another amazing teacher. As we continue to grow in capacity, we hope to serve additional schools with our career readiness programming and an expanded and deeply embedded focus on resiliency. Woodland Hills will be our model for expanding this work. And now I'd like to introduce Daniel Zoden, our Executive Director and lead facilitator, who will walk you through our career programming and what we're doing with the Resiliency Project. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wooten. Thank you to the board. Picking up from where Dr. Wooten left off, we at Schools That Can have a curriculum that we deliver in class as a co-teaching model. So teachers like myself, we have our staff list is over here if I jump ahead. But teachers like myself are co-teaching inside schools, inside classrooms, with the teachers at the school, so we're not supplanting anybody in a union. We're not doing anything to disrupt any teachers who are working with students. We build off of those relationships, and we try to leverage that in order to bring both sort of fresh perspectives, fresh voice, and experiential learning. So we end up having several units of material. Generally in Pittsburgh, we start with a basics of communications unit, which is almost like a 101 college level communications class for high school students. Officially, though, we serve 8th through 12th. In any case, we have a number of other units covering career exploration, resume, and interview skills, a variety of other domains. Each unit, though, ends with a culminating event. At Woodland Hills, traditionally, we've been doing mock interviews. So every spring in Mr. Brown's class, we're always having a mock interview event. Last year, we had career partners, including UPMC was here. So this is what we're constantly doing. At different schools, it looks different. As Dr. Wooten mentioned, we try to tailor how we deliver our material to the community that we're serving within. We are looking next year to be developing using our material for our financial literacy. So we're going to be extending that work. And also, as Dr. Wooten mentioned, we're part of what's known as this Adolescence Resilience Cohort via the R.K. Mellon Foundation. We're getting data support from an organization that's nationally known called Mathematica, so we can understand better the impact of what the work that what we're doing is. And we're focusing on these 10 domains, and we're receiving training. Dr. Wooten and I are there a lot. We're going to be there again on Friday. But we're engaging in lots of group trainings around activities that are going to boost these skills that we're already seeing affected by the materials that we deliver to students in classes. And to keep this short, because again, I could keep talking all day too, I really welcome any sort of questions, any outreach, if you have any ideas for how we can better implement this. Our main information's there. My email address is my first name, Daniel, @schoolsthatcan.org. So it's very simple, easy to remember. And thank you very much. Thank you for letting us be a partner to Woodland Hills. We love working with Mr. Brown, and I actually myself started with Ms. Krett also. So I've been at Woodland Hills now for about 4 years, and it's just one of my favorite schools to be at. So thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, maybe more so a comment. Not a question, more so of a comment, because I think that when you look at the paper and you look at what they do, it's different than when you see the kids and you actually see the engagement. And what I really appreciate about schools that can is the soft skills that we don't necessarily teach in school that are developed through the interaction with the partners. I had a chance to witness when you bring in the partners and being able to see students be able to articulate themselves, practice interviewing, because some things we just assume that kids know how to do, but now they have the chance to practice and build them confidence. And I was able to witness that. And so thank you for the great work you continue to do. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
And it was named already, but on top of what Dr. Alan Thomas just said, I want to remind the board that the state has a requirement that every high school student takes at least a 0.5 credit financial literacy course starting next year. So everybody that graduates, everybody that's a freshman next year has to at some point in their high school career take a course that counts as 0.5 credit that's financial literacy. And our partnership with Schools That Can allow us to embed that directly and out of the box without upending our whole schedule or what we do. So we are grateful to them, as well as the state has required for several years Act 339 career readiness documentation and artifacts, and our partnership with Schools That Can have helped us to do that. So and I could go on and on about Manchester Craftsman Guild and Best of Batch and the organizations they named, just phenomenal organizations, and we're really proud to have them as partners. So you'll continue to hear more from them and about what we're doing with them. And as you have any additional questions, I highly recommend that you reach out to me, reach out to them. Thank you very much, Dan, Dr. Wooten. We really appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. Yes.
Skills that our students can use right away.
Yes.
As someone who has tried to help students pass the literature keystone, there are more important things that you're teaching. Sorry to say it. No synonyms will be asked. As we segue into the public comment and and Ms. Lawson takes over, we will remind you that if you want to make a public comment, it should be agenda items only. And if you're going to speak, you fill out the paper that says who you are, where you're from, and sort of what you're talking about. And Ms. Lawson, I hand it to you. She's got her little. Thank you. Any public comment?
No, we have no public comment. Everybody's signed up here or online.
Okey-dokey. All right.
Board matters. 3.1, we seek a motion to vote all November 2025 consent calendar items. 3.2, agenda setting minutes. 3.3, legislative meeting minutes. 3.4, budget impasse resolutions.
Question, do we need to do 3.4 since the budget passed today?
Yeah, we don't need to.
Well,
unless we want
not.
to. I was going to ask if we wanted to send it right now.
Yeah, I forgot we put that on there, because they said the PSBA sent it out for everyone to put on.
Yeah, but they didn't.
They didn't get ours.
Pass it for like 3 months after.
Yeah.
So you could-
I could remove it before we roll it to the next meeting.
Okay, that's cool.
It's not roll.
Or we could vote to have it sent tonight.
I mean, they gave us the money.
Yeah, they passed it. So I don't know. If they
Signed.
still want us
Do
to
we need a
sign
motion
it.
to
Yeah.
oh, okay, never mind. Mike says it's redone.
Yeah. Just to point out though, 4.1 and 4.2 are voting items, just the way that the readings are going.
Okay.
Instead of any more earlier voting.
Okay, because this is.
Oh.
Because they're the third
Third
reading.
final.
Yeah.
Wait for Dr. Allen.
And we don't wait long.
I didn't read any details of the budget to you.
She's
You know any of the details of it? You could probably keep going. I know that they actually.
Okay, well, let's skip on now. We're gonna skip the policy. We're gonna do 4.3. That's cool. We'll come back to it. 4.3. Next week, we will vote on the first, well,
That's
first,
today.
that's.
Yeah.
4.3, first reading of policy 105, 105.1, 105.2, part of the PSBA policy maintenance review. 4.4, first reading of policy 618, student activity funds.
Just to correct you, tonight is the first reading for both of those. Next week will be the second reading. December 3rd will be the third final reading.
Okay.
It's like every meeting is a reading.
But we're voting on those
But
two.
we're voting on one and two. Just wait for
Yeah,
everybody
because
to
this
get-
is the third time.
I'm just on the way. Okay, so we'll move on down to, we'll come back to 4.1 and 4.2, okay, because those two are gonna be voted items. Third and final reading on voting items. 5.1, the Woodland Hills Impact Center, calendar of events. See what's going on at the Impact Center, you'll see a calendar of events, just a touch and go.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
So on the Impact Center calendar on the 27th, it says it's closed, but then there's 2 events scheduled that day. And the same thing
yeah, they
for
weren't in there.
Monday.
Yeah, it's probably just a reoccurring.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Make sure they take
Yeah,
notes.
so they will, yeah.
Make sure they know it's actually closed, so people can't send
Yeah, I'll
in.
make sure he takes those off because it's closed.
Yeah, and then for the December 1st.
Obviously, auto.
Yeah. So just, I know it's auto, just so you don't want nobody to say, oh, you didn't say.
Exactly.
We'll shoot them a text now. So we can take care of that.
As Canadians who don't celebrate.
Looks like,
That Friday and Monday.
tell them to put the 27th and the 1st. So it looks like he has a few interesting things going on. It looks like the Carnegie Library is there every Tuesday, Thursday, and every Wednesday. Uncle Jim seems to be very popular, and the Launching Pittsburgh Here for You is there weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So 4:30 every Thursday, Vex is there. So just a couple of things that we see here, just a touch and go.
He also told me today in our meeting that on Wednesday nights, he has partnered with, and I can't remember who exactly it is, but it's one of the local community groups that are donating all the pizza for the kids on
Yes,
Wednesday nights.
Pure Vibe. Pure Vibe is donating the pizza.
For the kids.
And yeah, they're having a good time down there. They really are. So that's nice to see. We're going to take a couple steps back now that everyone's here. We have 2 voting items on this agenda, 4.1 and 4.2. 4.1 is the third final reading of policy 103, 103.1, and 104. Any questions?
I'll make a motion.
My first motion.
Second. Sorry, I'm zoned out.
Second by Laura. Any questions? Kelly, open the vote, please.
Online voting's open. And then because the next one falls on that reboard legislative, we'll be on like more schedule where we're voting on the legislative. And let's go to the next year.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 3, and on the legislative. Which would be back.
Yeah.
Like a schedule, butter schedule.
Okay.
That makes sense. Closing online voting.
Motion passes 8-0.
4.2, can I have a motion in a second for the third and final reading of 626 and 626.1?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Kelly, can you open the voting, please? Thank you.
Voting's open.
Closing online voting. Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you. We'll skip on down to curriculum. Dr. Wilson?
Yo. Although the party seems to be out in the hallway, so I'm gonna read mine and I'm gonna go out there
So much good energy.
say hello. Hey, good evening, everybody. This month for curriculum, we only have the 4 tabs that are they are pass-through tabs for our title funds. So I've talked about before, but when we get title money, so Title I, Title II, and Title IV, we are required to then provide some of those funds to our non-public schools for the work that they do serving our students, specifically our students from low-income families. So we cannot, though, just give the money directly to the school because of the way the law is written. So the non-public schools, and we partner with more than 100 of them, the non-public schools that have students that live in our geographical area, they contract out with different organizations. You'll see the 4 that we are contracting with this year to offer additional reading and math supports or additional interventions for the students who are from the Woodland Hills geographical region that attend their school. And then we pay that contractor. So they'll say, we want the intermediate unit to come in and provide math and reading services for these 15 children. We confirm that the children are within our district and meet the salary requirements. And then we pay the intermediate unit for the work that they do. They invoice us directly. So 6.1 is a contract agreement with the Allegheny Intermediate Unit 3. 6.2 is a contract agreement with Catapult Learning, LLC. 6.3 is a contract agreement with Sound Foundation Reading Instruction, LLC. And 6.4 is a contract agreement with Pittsburgh Mount Oliver Intermediate Unit 2. They are all for the same actions. Any questions on those? Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. 7, special education. Good evening, Ms. Silvas. How are you?
Good evening. How's everybody? Good. So I have 2 tonight. 7.1 is regarding the Western Pennsylvania School for Deaf Students, a student agreement. So what this is at an itinerant level, the School for the Deaf will provide professional development to schools that have deaf or hard of hearing students. We actually do have a student at the School for the Blind who is also deaf and hard of hearing. So they basically are contracting their services out to those schools to service those students who are deaf or hard of hearing. And then 7.2 was the educational interpreter agreement through the AIU. They are servicing a student that attends Tillotson and one that attends Mon Valley. So they are providing those educational interpreting services. And I believe it was like at a half-time, full-time equivalency. That's what FTE stands for.
So for this one, that's 73,000 is for both of those
For both,
kids,
correct, yes.
for the rest of the school year.
Yes. Any other questions? Thank you.
People personnel, Dr. White.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, so I have one board tab. Every district is required to have a foster care liaison. And then what I have on the board tab basically is an agreement, and it outlines our responsibilities as a district for foster care students. Any questions?
Personnel, leaves, retirements, resignations, hire professional staff, hiring non-professional staff, EDR, mentor, and miscellaneous. Any questions? And they would have to be discussed in an executive session.
I have a question that I don't think needs to be an executive session, which is that there is a position listed on the website that's being open for applications that I do not see on this list. And that's for assistant principal at high school.
Good point. Okay. What's the question on that one?
Assistant principal at the high school.
Was that last?
That's what I was just gonna check to see whether or not we might have approved the position of
Yeah, it came up before.
We talked about it. I
I
don't
never
remember
talked
we
about it,
talked
but I
about it.
don't remember seeing it on the person list. Yeah.
So you're saying the posting, we need to ratify the posting?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't think it has.
Yeah. We don't know. We'll check it. Any other questions? Technology, Mr. Kim? We're back.
Hi, item 10.1. It is the recommendation of the administration for the school board of directors to approve obtaining RFPs for E-rate category 1 and 2 equipment and services for interbuilding dark fiber connections, wireless equipment, and UPS battery backup systems for fiscal year 2026. There is no cost to the district for this.
Amen.
Love that. Good news.
Price is right.
Our favorite words.
Food service and transportation. Hey, Gary.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm good. How are you? So I have two this evening. The first one is 12.1, van purchase. Board action is requested to begin the bid process to purchase a van for transportation not to exceed $40,000. This is a van for use for the entire school district. So anybody that needs it. It's for student events, coaches, athletics, any type of school-related activity. We're going to look to put 3 bids out for that. So, any questions on that? Okay, and then the next thing I have is 12.2, foster care transportation. Board action is requested to approve a transportation agreement with Allegheny County pending solicitor review and documentation. You'll see the agreement is essentially there's money and funds out there for our foster students that Allegheny County is willing to pay or assist with paying their transportation costs. So,
Do we know how much they assist us with paying or give us?
I don't know. I can get that for you though.
I had one just just stupid little detail about this, and that is just that at the end of it, it would be signed by the board president. So I was wondering if her name should also be in the representatives part in part 1. I don't know.
Possibly, I wrote it down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh.
Like it was on there, so I wrote
Yeah.
it down.
All right.
They sent it to us.
Okay. All right. No sweat. I just
So what it is they ask approximately how much we spend to transport these kids.
Yes.
So Garrett's team computed that, and then we sent it to them, and then they, in their budget, set aside a chunk of money. But that chunk of money is for all the schools. So
you have to send in your reimbursements, and then they put them out, and then once the money's gone, it's gone. So never really know how much we'll get, but we'll take whatever they send
Yeah,
us.
we'll get as much as we can.
Dr. White, what did they say that we have one of the highest
We're
populations?
like one of the second highest, first or second highest foster care. So they actually approached us and said, you are missing out on all this money that you could potentially get. But yeah, they actually said, we want to send more students to you. And we're like, wow, you already sent us a lot of them. Yeah, but we're one of the highest populations.
So we put this in tomorrow to get the money like Monday.
Fingers crossed.
Just asking how soon do we get the money?
Yes. Well, it takes the process. It takes a while.
Yeah. Right, I need to know when it comes back.
We don't want the money to come tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Garrett.
13, buildings and grounds, Mr. Bridge.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
13.1, ratification of change orders for the Edgewood construction project. Have any questions?
Quick question on this one, the first wall, the number 9 says subject is cost beyond contracts for $142,000. What is that?
That's other miscellaneous things I believe grouped into one. I would have to revisit that exactly.
That's just
It's at the bottom of Edgewood Elementary Phase 1. Cost beyond contracts. So I guess the contracts between the site, the masonry, the roofing, and the vestibule all exceeded, besides these individual change orders, by $142,000, $396.83. About the rest of it?
I have a question. What's the, because I can't remember off the top of my head. So let's say there's a change order you need to make. So if it's below a certain amount, you can make that before getting board approval, right?
Yes, but in some regards, these were going to hold the project up regardless of the dollar amounts. The kids still wouldn't be in school right now if we had to wait for every particular board meeting throughout the entire project's process.
Oh, yeah. Is there a way, I would like for us to get, I would like to see from the time we started this project, like the amount of, like all of the orders, like if there were change orders, anything like that, like what we spent from the start when we started this project.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that. Yep.
Awesome.
No problem. Anything else? Okay.
Just above and beyond the original project, or the entire, like everything plus change orders?
Everything plus change orders.
Got that.
Well, Lisa and I have a spreadsheet that we maintain.
And when those change orders, like I see on here, it says like cause, design, unforeseen. Would the change order say that on there too? So we would know if it was
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, that would be the same spreadsheet that you see here.
Okay. Yeah, there's just, I have a question. It's like there's one that says building permit fee. I don't think that was unforeseen. I think you would, no, you
Does it
didn't.
say unforeseen on that one? I
Yeah.
think that Edgewood Borough made us pull permits for tree removals that we weren't going to be aware of, things of that nature.
Sure did. I was at that meeting when they brought that up.
Because in a lot of boroughs, they won't necessarily force that or incur those charges on you.
Yeah. You should make them pay for the tree.
All right. Moving along. 13.2, ratification of facility usage. Any questions? And 13.3, it's the new Ford truck purchase from Town and Country. I'm asking for approval for that. Any questions on that? All right.
What color is it gonna be?
White. There. It seems like all of the municipal trucks are usually white.
I noticed that was it Megan or the
Megan.
Schultz was
Schultz.
like
$26 less. Well,
Yes, and I was
I
just
can
curious.
tell you that
Yes.
Jeff Decker helped me with the last truck purchase, and he helped write these specifications with me for the other car dealerships to bid on.
I was just curious because it was such a little.
I know it's it's such a small amount, but that's why we went with Town and Country. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Which truck is it then? Miss Moss, was it, is it plumbing, what is it?
It's a utility body plumbing truck. Yes.
Okay.
So it's an enclosed utility body for tools with tool chests on it. Then you can get in, step inside. It's out of the weather for all the tools and equipment.
And what is Keith's Truck Service enclosed service?
So they're the ones that provide the utility body on the frame of the truck and chassis.
Oh, okay.
So the trucks you buy are just the chassis, nothing on the bed unless you buy a regular standard pickup truck. So they put the body on there. We have 2 utility body trucks that have the enclosures and 2 utility body trucks that just have the toolbox on the outside, so you can still, for like the carpenter, put plywood and drywall in the bed of the truck.
Okay.
Oh, it's
I didn't
the,
think of
that.
All right.
All right.
We couldn't get a bigger dealer discount, $1,400. They didn't want to give us like a thank you for coming back again.
Well, we went the first time it was Kenny Ross. Jeff moved on to a different car dealership. He said Kenny Ross is not the dealership that he wants to work for, so he left them.
Bringing them repeated business. He can give us $2,000.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
maybe I'll get a free coffee when I go pick it.
I'm trying. I'm even looking at delivery
The whole company.
And donuts.
All right.
Yes,
Hey,
You should have,
anything else?
Danica should want to.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Listen, I will negotiate. I will negotiate McDonald's if I can.
Athletics. Hi there. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Good. How are you? Still a champ, my guy.
Thank you.
Always.
So we are officially back into winter sports starting on Friday, and we're seeking opportunity to send our girls basketball team back to Philadelphia for the Cream of the Crop tournament. And then our girls and boys basketball team will be going to York, Pennsylvania for the MLK tournament. Both tournaments will cover cost of hotel, and then we'll cover transportation.
Like that.
All good?
Yeah.
I don't know. The MLK tournament is 20 plus teams. I think last year Cream of the Crop was maybe 6 or 8. So it's a good experience for the kids.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Just to shout out, even though we're a little bit late, but Jasmine plays tonight. Kia Dunn's daughter, Woodland Hills alumni. She's probably hitting the wood right now. So one of our very own. So let's cheer for the, what's it called, the Hawks? Is it called the Hawks? Yeah. Let's go Hawks. Way to go. Way to go, Jasmine. Hi, I like basketball.
Speaking of athletics, wasn't it our midget football team were champions or something? Anybody
Yes,
remember?
3 other teams, they won other championships this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's the first time
In a long
3
time.
teams won. Yeah, that's the first time in history that 3 teams won.
I had to play for Southside, so
Always
I'm everywhere, ain't I? I'm everywhere.
15, Dr. Kate.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm here to present a motion to accept a donation of $13,440.70 from the Friends of the Swissvale Library. It's for patron donations from the end of September through October. We're very grateful to our friends. And
Grateful for you.
thank you. And speaking of our friends, the library friends are having a bake sale this coming Saturday, the 15th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the lower level of the library. They make really, really good stuff, inexpensively priced. It goes toward the library, and you're all invited. And you can see how much has happened with the renovation since last you were there, if you were there for the groundbreaking. There's all kinds of stuff happening. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kate. Appreciate you. Jill, school finance.
So 17.1 is the bill list for November. Any questions on any of that? 17.2 is the ratification of the bill list, and is that where that one was, Mr. Zuski? We talked about today, yes.
Oh,
and the check has not left
yeah,
the building.
no, that's right. I get.
And it does not have the check.
Yes. So I have a question. Why is it on the ratified bill list if it wasn't paid for?
Because when Ruth put the PO in to send to them, she put it on the list and cut the check. And then we were like, no, don't cut the check. And I said, if it's approved, then we'll send the check. If not, cancel the check. So
it's sitting in the safe.
yeah, it's in the safe. Just a missed click of a button.
I just had, I just wanted to note something because I got well into the weeds and decided to go just do a whole analysis of how our security costs are different from last year. So just, and I am not picking on football, it's just that it's easy to pull that out as like, this is what we spend on football security for all football, not just our games, but also security for midget football and practices and whatever. So, last year, 2024 average per week during football season was $7,632 of security. 2025 is $4,179, which is 45% less.
Yeah,
which is
Partly, I would say two reasons for that, and Ty, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we had less big games this year, like against rivals that they were concerned we would get larger crowds, and the situation with the accidental shooting down at Turtle Creek last year, where that had ramped up our security. So I think this year going into it, when we met in August, Ty and Pedro and their team put that together and all of those variables, and when we met about that, they lowered the cost and hopefully the fear factor, and we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I just have two random questions.
Okay.
On page 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 down, it says University of Florida Zoom implementation for $6,000. Did we pay University of Florida to do some kind of training for Zoom, or what was for $6,000 for that?
I can speak to that, or Ms. Klein, if you want to speak to that, you can speak to that. It's the U-Fly training. They want to understand U-Fly training. I give a broad overview. This was specifically, Ms. Klein asked for them to come and give this training. So it's for all of our elementary teachers that are using U-Fly. U-Fly is a supplemental resource. It is extremely effective in teaching students how to read. It's a supplemental resource, so our basic curriculum is Super Kids in K-2 and then Wonders after that. And then we also have a curricular resource called Hegarty that builds on phonemic awareness, and then U-Fly pulls all of that together in phonemic awareness and building and reading, understanding words, and then comprehension of the words and the vocabulary. But it has a very specific structure to it, and it has to be followed with fidelity in order to reach the outcomes that they've seen in research. So it's not University of Florida owns U-Fly, but it's not that we're partnering with University of Florida. University of Florida owns the copyright to U-Fly, which is the resource.
Gotcha.
Anything else you want to add?
Yes, U-Fly, we started U-Fly, actually one of my reading specialists asked me to get her the U-Fly manual, because she really wanted to try it. So for $90, I said okay. And it has been a great investment. The engagement of the students with this program is outstanding. I welcome you to come to see really any of the teachers using U-Fly. She introduced it, the other reading teachers started using it, and one of my special ed teachers, and we saw really good progress. So this year, as part of our Title I plan, we are using it in all kindergarten and first grade classes. So those teachers really need to be trained in the procedure of it, and they know the content. They know how to
teach, phonics, they know but just the whole process of it, the pacing is just outstanding. The kids, I did an observation with someone from the AIU, and we're watching it happening, and one of the girls said, "This is fun," and that is what I love. So I would love for you to come and see it in action. It is an excellent program.
And that's for all the schools, or is that just for?
Both, all the schools are using it.
Yeah, I think that'd be great for us to see it.
Had a chance to see it and witness it myself, and it is absolutely wonderful. And again, it goes back to student engagement when they're actually, and I had a chance to see when they were using the manipulatives, when they were going through the process. And it's just great seeing kids actually having fun and not realizing you're learning at the same time when they were doing the blends and they were creating the words with I probably would be a lot smarter because if I had these things, because it's the things that we know that the pandemic has truly impacted our young people. And if we want to see change, we're going to have to start in elementary. We can't wait till they're like 7th and 8th grade. So our true investment is the earlier that we can get them exposed is where we have to begin. So thank you I'm glad you guys had fun.
Thanks, Ms. Klein. And Jill, just out of concern, as I look at the Duquesne light bill, and we all know our own light bills personally have gone up. Have we seen an increase in our spend as well? So are we kind of forecasting and planning?
So we're in that consortium with the AIU, and they're looking into how to fix it. They're saying part of it is all the AI technology, all the other things that we are using. All school industries are using so much more energy now that
they're going solar.
Yeah, because I know we have our buildings, the Wolverina, the signs, so we have a lot. I'm just wondering if we're seeing that impact as well from our personal lighting bill.
We sure are. Ruth keeps saying, "Oh, the electric bill."
And she will call too. Just to make sure, hey, is this something right? Because I think I've never
something
seen
seems off. She'll call a building and see to make sure something's not running. Go check with Danny. Make sure she knows what they should be all the time. And when they're different, she questions.
As I think for us, we need to be mindful when we see 40,000. Okay, that's big, but we're seeing that creep up, and for us to just kids turn off those lights and things like that.
We're not done.
We have a lot of buildings.
A lot of devices, a lot of.
I actually have solar at my house, and my LPP light bill has gone from $21 to about $150. And I'm still using solar.
Oh, still with solar. Okay. So what I was going to name is the $50.1 billion budget that was passed today, thank the Lord, includes, I think it's 100 million, maybe 50 million, but some amount of money as incentives for municipal organizations to look into green energy. And I have solar in my house and I pay $12 a month. It's the same $12.50 a month. So as the first district to have a climate action resolution, I think that one of the things that I'm happy to spearhead is to try and look into green energy over the next couple of years to see what we can do with that.
Absolutely.
And how about this? We already received our grant for that so far in Claire, so we can be that partner to kind of talk and walk through and connect some of those partners as we embark upon that, because we just received our grant and we are having those conversations now.
Saving more money. Look at signing up.
When you don't have a lot of money, you have to figure out where you can save money.
Right. So, there we go. Boom. Electric.
Yes.
Danny, turn the heat down.
You turn the heat down?
No. Meeting will go quicker. Let's move.
Yeah, that's how we start reading tomorrow.
Anything else on this?
No, that's it. Good.
Okay, and then there's the P-card report.
I'll take 18.1 if nobody else wants to, just part of those conversations. It's a super simple one. 18.1, we have a great relationship with Pace School right up here on the hill. And as a relationship building, Dr. Malushik and I met with the executive director of the Pace School, and she said it's a little bit ridiculous that our evacuation site is all the way down at St. John Fisher when the high school is right here. And we said, well, I think we could cope with that. So this is simply an MOU that's saying that we are now their evacuation site. If they need to evacuate, they can just come to our agenda. We have Mr. Kunis review the MOU, and we feel very comfortable about it. We have a great relationship with them already.
I have a question, but actually I think Mr. Bridge can answer it. Will there be stairs coming down from the track?
That is not an 18.1 question. Put that out there.
because Pace School is on the other side of the now leveled thing, and so that means they'd be walking out and around. There are no stairs coming down from.
There's no stairs cut through the center of the playing field.
Well, it wouldn't be. It would be coming down from Pace through that big grassy hill, because we used to have to park up there and you'd walk down over the hill, and now a whole lot of that hill is gone.
From on our property or their property?
From their property to our, or even up to the track fields, will there be stairs?
Just a hill.
They have to use the sidewalk
I can ask
on
for
the site.
stairs.
No, he can't.
Price on that. They're gonna lock the sidewalk and down the road.
You know what's going to happen? It's like they do with colleges. They don't put walkways down. They just, wherever people walk, that's where they put the walkway. You know, a lot of walkways are going to get dug into that hillside. Just saying.
Wasn't that how it was before they started going on?
Yeah, but it's, if you see, yeah.
Now I have a question about this. Does the security team or Pedro know about this?
Do you know about the PACE thing? The PACE MOU?
Something you guys can do. I wasn't part of the original.
Yeah, this is something that definitely you guys should be a part of. I think that should be a conversation between security and
Mr. Greenwich, did you know about this?
yeah.
No? Okay.
Okay, so something is going on between Pace School and Woodland Hills. I do think the admin should be a little bit more cohesive and having a very transparent conversation across the board, especially with school leadership, security. The director of security should know about it. So yeah, I'll revisit this with you guys.
And then you said Mr. Rakunas did look at this already, right?
They did, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then do we have an MOU for our other schools as well? Like, does Edgewood have something in place? Dixon has, like, all of our schools have something. Or
Yes, it should. They have MOUs as well.
Just wanted to make sure like everybody else has their MOU signed, affirmed, planned, like everything is.
Because we haven't seen any other ones, so that's what you're probably thinking.
It's just for Pace to use us as an emergency.
Yeah, when we're being used, the people who's going to help them while they're being used need to know what they're doing.
Right, they do.
That's what I'm
They need to know that they're
Let's get them together. You know, you see some kids from Pace running down the hill, Pedro standing there looking. Where are they?
That's what we want. So you have.
Yeah, we have.
Okay. We'll just make sure this gets a little bit more cleaned up. Okay. Any old business?
I have old business. One, I wanted to, so I kind of took a little bit of time off to do the obvious, run for re-election, but I wanted to bring some things back up again. One, I still haven't received the paper bank statements that I requested from, was it 2023 till 2024?
Bank statements?
The ones I've been requesting, I haven't
You
received.
mean PNC, you mean credit card statements? There's two different, there's bank statements, there's credit card statements. I'm just trying
The
to.
ones I've been requesting, you said it was a stack like that, and the receipts.
The ones I was told.
Yeah, who told you not to give it to me? Why did you,
Jill
why
didn't tell me
is a
that.
board member?
Jill did not tell me that.
Well,
I was
who
told
you
that
pointing
two
at?
board members needed to ask for something before it was allowed to be given
No.
to somebody. That one board member
We
was
don't
not
have to
permitted
ask,
to request.
if I ask for something like that,
I'm
we
pretty
just
sure it
get
was
it.
in the policy they told me, so I wasn't supposed to do it.
Okay, so,
But no,
I'll
that
do
was
a right to know
absolutely
request because the
not
public
Jill
can do
that
it.
told me that.
So a board member who votes on that stuff should get it. So I'm glad that was said publicly. If we request bank statements, we should get those. And I also requested.
stated that two board members had to
And there
request
should
it.
okay, well, I'll do a right to know request, because then you can't say no. Also, I had
Actually, I
requested
can.
the names of the 19 people who had access to those cards. There were 19 people in 2023 when I requested it, or 2024 when I requested it, and I still haven't received the names of those folks who had them. So that's also something I want. In addition to that, a little while ago, we were told that an auditors came in and they said that our books were clean, the cleanest they've ever seen, something like that. I'd like a copy of that audit and also the findings, because I want everything between there.
It's the ESSER audit.
When it came in,
ESSER. I was saying, because we did multiple audits. So.
Yeah, I also want also the audit of those the bank statements as well.
That
Because we
audit,
haven't seen
that
that
audit's
yet.
online. The P card is our financial audit that's already posted online every year.
Wait, I'm confused. The ESSER
Yeah,
audit,
we're like
you're asking for the federal ESSER audit, right?
Yeah. I've asked Dr. Molishnik a couple of times.
He wasn't.
Did we not post that?
The ESSER audit? I don't believe so.
Is on here.
Okay.
But the P card one's on there already. That's a separate. That would be through our regular audit, our auditors.
New business.
I just want to say one old business. I did want to thank Garrett. I know I had asked our last meeting to put something out about school safety, buses, crossing. So I think he did it in the next day. So I do want to say thank you for being very quick, reactive. I've seen a couple posts there. I think that was a good thing for us to do, just to remind our parents. So I did want to. I yell and I scream, but I want to say thank you for being so reactive on that one. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Other than Mr. Bridge and Mr. Kim, are there any other veterans in the audience? Okay, on behalf of the board and everybody in this room, would like to thank you too for your service.
Anyone else under new business? All right. Can I have a motion and a second to adjourn the May 12th agenda setting meeting?
So moved.
Yeah, public comment. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Public comment. Sorry. Public comment.
Nobody signed up.
All right. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the adjournment of the November 12th, 2025 agenda setting meeting?
So moved.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Said you're gonna pick
Too many purses. I've been switching. Yeah.